In the bright moonlight, you are my sun. Ladynoir July, Miraculous Ladybug month-long fanfiction, Day 8. Admiration. Here it is, Ladybug says. He hadn't gotten a good look at it just yet. Shot stares at it. It's massive, or at least it seems massive, when just minutes ago it was a mess of crushed rock powder and pebbles. He didn't go to the opening ceremony. Photo shoot. It had been awful, really. He wanted to see Ladybug, but no. He had to sit in a park with no one else but the photographer as he ran around like a headless chicken, having him do the same 7 poses over and over and over and over and over again. It's midnight now, as per usual for their fights nowadays. His vision is a bit blurry from exhaustion and sleeplessness, but it's nice to finally see the statue. Wow, he says after a couple minutes of silence. Ladybug's eyes glide to him, and she smiles, softly. It looks unearthly in the moonlight. She always looks this way in the moonlight. In some selfish way, he appreciates the late night fights and patrols. It means that no one else gets this ladybug. The ladybug that smiles softly and doesn't speak out about important issues that the mayor should be talking about to the public. She's free to be quiet and tired. She's free to be vulnerable. And it's just to him. He'd be lying if he said that he didn't kind of love it. It's something, isn't it? She speaks. Her hair blows in the gentle wind. Some strands have escaped its hold in a ponytail band during the fight, and it brushes across her face. She doesn't make a movement to brush it back into place or behind her ears. There's now a low urge within him to tuck it away for her. The rest of her hair is slightly moving in the wind. It's halfway on her shoulders and halfway on her back. It's really pretty that way. Shot wonders what her hair would look like totally down. He's never seen it before in any other style, though he wonders what her hair would look like in any other way. Would it be this maintained and shiny, or would it be free to fly around her face, brushing across the skin, leaving tickling sensations wherever it moves? Yeah, Shot agrees. They didn't perfectly capture her appearance. In fact, he can point out 8 little details that they could have done better right now. But he's not angry about it by any means. It looks like her. It looks nice. That second part goes without saying, though. Her eyes are probably the most inaccurate part of the statue. Not from lack of trying, though. It's carved quite nicely. They're just prominent with determination. That's an expression that's commonly on her face. It's, however, the only expression on its stone face. The real Ladybug's eyes are complicated and filled with unreadable emotions, even to him. Sometimes they flicker with fury, but also softness. Other times she's firm with resolution and worry for all the citizens. Her eyes also shine when she laughs. When she rolls her eyes at him, there's an underlayer of mirth. He loves her eyes, honestly. They are bright blue with swirls of life in them. He'd stare at them all day if that was socially acceptable. And sometimes they look like flowers, that pretty bluebell color. I don't know how much I like it, Ladybug admits. He's shocked. Why doesn't she like it? He looks at her with a confused look. She doesn't look back at him. Instead, she reaches out with her hand and touches the stone carefully, as if it'd crumble into pieces again. It looks cool to the touch, and Shot wonders if it's cold under her fingertips. Her hands brush across it. He wonders if it's smoothed over or jagged and sharp. He can't tell from this far away with his tired of eyes. Why not? He asks. He genuinely wonders why. He likes it. He likes the statue a lot. It's not the amount of celebratory action that he wants for Ladybug, but it is a start. She deserves the world, and he wants said world to know that. Sometimes he wonders how deeply in love with her he really is, and today is one of the days where he can't even fathom the answer. "Because you're behind me," she answers. He looks at the statue and notes that she is indeed correct. In the statue, he is behind her. The stone that they carved it out of was just one big block. They must have worked on her first, and then him. He can tell because he's a little smaller than her. It's quite funny, especially now that they know how much taller than her he really is. "Why does that make you not like it?" he asks. It doesn't bother him, not in the slightest. For one, if they had been next to each other, they'd be even smaller than he already is now. And besides, she's the face of it all. She's the one everyone loves and looks up to. Again, he's totally fine with it and even happy about that. She works harder than him at this job. It weighs on her and he knows it. Being shot in the water is a lot more free-floating for him than it is for her. He wants her to be praised for all that she does. "Because we're partners. I'm not above you in the way that everyone thinks I am," she replies. He smiles. It's small, but it's happy. He knows that she appreciates him and he appreciates her. They are partners, but they do different jobs. She's the face, the one that everyone asks the questions to. He likes to stay in the background and away from the cameras. His entire real life is on camera 24/7. It's nice to be away and actually get to talk to the citizens for a change. It's so nice to have those one-on-one connections. He doesn't get that normally, being shoved in magazines and ads galore. "I don't mind. It's nice not being in the spotlight," he admits. Ladybug turns to face him. There's an incredulous and amused look on her face. She doesn't believe him. He's not too surprised. As shot, he's a fun-loving and joker. Adrian is neither of those things. She wouldn't know because she doesn't know Adrian. Sometimes he wished that she did, because then maybe he could see if she'd really accept all of the little parts of him, cover model or stray cat and all. "Really?" Ladybug asks him. Chat Noir nods, and she hums like it's something to think about. She steps back from the statue, her hands leaving the stone. They stay there, quietly, looking at the statue. He wants to check the time, but for some reason, he doesn't want to disturb the moment. "Really?" he tells her. I wish they knew how much you did for the city." "I'm glad they know how important you are." Ladybug doesn't say anything, but in turn, he doesn't either. They stay quiet. They stay standing still and just looking at the statue and the moon behind it. It's pretty and a soft moment, and he is